Hey guys, this is Heather. So there are a lot of reasons that people might want to do a cleanse, but it doesn't mean that you have to starve yourself. And it doesn't mean that you have to eat all raw food. And it doesn't mean that you have to do it and get cold. So one of the things I love to do in my cleanse program is show you how to make cleansing and nourishing meals that fuel your energy levels, give you all the nutrients your body needs to be healthy, and cleanse at the same time. So what I wanted to show you today was an example of one of those recipes. It's a steamed veggie bowl that shows up in all three of my cleanse programs, which are a smoothie cleanse, a veggie cleanse, which is soups and salads basically, and a combo cleanse, which combines smoothies, soups, and salads. I'm going to be working from my tablet for the recipe because what happens is in the program there's a portion calculator. So I've put in all of my information, my name, my weight, height, age, gender, weight goal, and activity level. And then what happens is all of the recipes in the plan change for your portions so that you don't wind up feeling weak and tired. You actually get all of the fuel that your body needs while we're cleansing. So I'm going to be working on the steamed veggie bowl, and it has all of the ingredients listed here, and I actually have two people in here because I set this up when I was testing some things. So I can just uncheck and update, and then that will be only portions for me. So we've got some squash, some kale, some peas, broccoli, walnuts, nori, and a ginger tahini dressing, which I can get the recipe for here as well, and all of those portions are updated for me. You can also customize this if you want athletic, oil-free, gluten-free, soy-free, or nut-free. So we're going to start off with some butternut squash. Now I've already used part of this in another recipe, so I'm just going to cut off that bit and save this for another meal. I'll just take off the skin and cube this. Now I give portion guidelines in the cleanse program for you specifically, but this is not about starvation, so if you are hungrier, then just add more squash or any of the other ingredients that we're putting in here. Now there are two ways to steam. You can either put a basket in here and all of the vegetables will sit on top of the water, or you can do what I do and I just put a very tiny amount of water on the bottom, and then that steams the vegetables inside the pot. So get the squash started because it takes the longest to cook. You can throw a little pinch of sea salt or herbamare in there to help it cook faster, and important to put a lid on when you're steaming because that circulates the steam inside, which is how those vegetables are going to cook. Next I've got some kale and some broccoli chopped up and some frozen peas. And I was just talking to some friends the other day about massaging kale and how magical it is. So I'm just going to show you that if you sprinkle some sea salt or herbamare onto your kale and give it a massage with your fingers, it softens up and starts to release moisture, and that means that you don't have to steam it as long. Now squash takes longer to cook, so I'm going to leave that and leave my kale, broccoli, and peas for a few minutes while that cooks, and I'm going to get the ginger tahini dressing ready. So I'm going to put this in a blender. You can just chop things up and whisk it, or you can put it in a food processor, whatever works for you. So we're going to start with some tahini, so that's ground sesame seeds. So a spoonful of that along with some fresh lemon, and I'm going to use both the zest and the juice because one of the things people complain about when they're on a cleanse is that things don't taste very good, it's bland, it's boring. That doesn't have to be the case. A lot of seasonings actually taste really good. So we're going to use this lemon for seasoning. And I'm just going to cut this in half and take the juice. Watch out for seeds. And actually, in the meantime, this squash is looking pretty done. So I am going to throw in our peas, broccoli, and kale. Fresh herbs are another source of amazing flavor that are also cleansing. I've got this little tiny bit of fresh mint, so that's all I have in my garden. So I'm also going to add in some fresh basil and even a little bit of fresh parsley because I really like it. And this is called a ginger tahini dressing, so I've got some fresh ginger that I'm going to throw in there. Blend that up while the vegetables finish cooking. We'll be ready to eat. Now, if you do have more than one person in the recipe, it'll show you the total ingredients, and then at the bottom it will break down the portions for each person. So in this case, it'll show you how much squash and how much dressing to put on each plate, and it'll tell you approximate percentage. So one person is getting about 60% and one person is getting about 40% if I had made enough for 2 people. But I only made enough for 1, so I get it all. And when I steam things, I just leave the green stuff on the top and the squash is all on the bottom because the green stuff cooks really quickly and the squash can probably do with more cooking time. So I'm just going to dump this all out into a bowl. Look at that feast! And then we're going to drizzle some dressing on top. And you can go by the portion sizes or you can just eyeball it as whatever you like. I like lots of dressing. This is where the flavor comes in and the fun. Also, cleanse doesn't mean that you can't have garnishes. So the recipe calls for walnuts or sunflower seeds for the nut-free option. I'm going to do a combo of sunflower seeds because I have them and they're a lovely source of calcium along with the sunflower seeds, which are a nice source of selenium and vitamin E. And last but not least, you can cut up some nori, which is the seaweed that people use for sushi, but it makes a lovely little garnish and mineral boost for a cleanse meal. Great thing to do on a regular basis too. All right, so there you go, a cleanse meal that is warm, nourishing, and delicious. This dressing, so good. So I hope you enjoy. Give it a try. Leave me a thumbs up if you like this recipe. Subscribe to my channel for new videos every week, and click the link down below this video for more info on my cleanse program. All right, see you guys next week.